Well, good morning, team. My name is Larry Barnett. I'm the senior advisor to Heather Hill, governor's candidate for Ohio. You've probably seen a fair number of my posts out there on Discord or around in other locations, but now you get to tie my ugly mug with my name now. I want to say thank you before we get started to all of you that are out here trying to put forth some effort and help us to get Heather elected. We appreciate it. We're going to try to be a good support system in place for you. I'll be talking about that too, okay? With that, we might as well go ahead and dive in. We're going to be talking about this sheet right here. I'll get to it in just a second as we get started, but the thing to remember is that anybody who signs your petition, the first thing you ask them, are you a registered voter in this county? Okay, they should be able to tell you that right off of the bat, because they have to be registered as a voter in that county. So that's why it's imperative that we make sure that the addresses that we get, even though that little block is awful small, to try to squeeze an address in, we need to get them in there and get them legible, okay? So take your time with each individual signature. Make sure that you've got all the information all the way across the page, and all of it's in legible ink before you move on. If you are getting signatures in multiple counties, you must have an individual sheet for that county. Okay, you have to have, if you, let's say for example that you're in Brown County and you're going to come over to Clark County and get some signatures there. You cannot use the Brown County sheet. You have to have a new sheet made up before you can collect the signatures in Clark County. Again, filling out the circulators portion here, making sure that's at the bottom before you get the first signature. Imperative. I have noticed so far, and I'm going to read some of this to you. Folks, I'll be honest, it reads like stereo installation instructions. You can tell it was written by a lawyer and needs to be understood by one. But we're going to do our best here to make sure that you have all the information that you need. Okay. Let's talk about the circulator statement. I'm going to read this to you, and you have it probably right there you can read along behind me. I, Larry Barnett, declare under the penalty of election falsification that I reside at the address appearing below my signature, that I am a circulator of the foregoing petition containing however many number of signatures that you got, that I witnessed the affixing of every signature, that all signers, to the best of my knowledge and belief, were qualified to sign, and that every signature is, to the best of my knowledge and belief, the person whose signature is purportedly to be that of an attorney, and blah, 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 blah. It says signature of the circulator, your permanent address, city, state, zip code, okay? And again, before you get that first signature, make sure that you're filled out on the bottom, okay? Let's talk about the falsification. Don't be pressed, all right, to where that you have to get unqualified people on your signature page. You want them to be there. You want them to be registered voters, okay? And it says, after circulating the petition, the circulator must sign a statement under penalty of election of falsification indicating the following. And I think I read most of that just to you off of off of your back page, okay? If a circulator knowingly permits an unqualified person to sign a petition or paper, permits a person to write the name other than the person's own on the petition paper, that petition paper is invalid. Otherwise, the signature of the person not qualified to sign shall be rejected, but shall not invalidate the other valid signatures on the petition paper. Now, I would rather not try to test this. What I'm seeing here, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm seeing here is that if a person signs it's not qualified, it would be rejected, but it would invalidate the rest of them on the petition paper. Again, that is a subjective comment there, because that's going to be up to the looking at the individual inspector that's looking at your sheet to determine whether the sheet that entry is invalid, or does that one single entry invalidate the whole sheet? Well, that's what we're planning on. So we're gonna try to make sure those signatures are right the first time. And again, I apologize if I'm keep hammering that point home, but it's very important. Okay. Each petition shall be circulated by one person only, and shall contain signatures of qualified electors of one county only. When the petitions are circulated in a district that contains more than one county, separate petition papers must be circulated in each county. Okay? And that pretty much, I think that'll pretty much, we'll come back to this here to make sure that we didn't miss anything, or I didn't cover a question, but I'm sure you folks are going to let me know that. After that you've got your signatures done, after you got your sheets done, you're going to send those to Heather. Once you get yourself a pencil and a piece of paper and write down this address, you're going to send them to 45 West Main Street, McConnellsville, Ohio, 43756. Okay. All right. Send the sheets completed there to Heather. Okay. Okay, with that, folks, I want to talk to you just a second, and then we'll come back to these rules one more quick time before we close out the video. But as I said, there's a House bill that's going to be that's already in committee, House Bill 153. You may get asked about it while you're out there. House Bill 153 has no effect whatsoever on what you're doing. It's still in committee. So I just want you to be aware of what's going to be coming down the pike to change. Forewarned is forearmed. On March 6th, 2025, the Ohio legislature introduced a House Bill 153, a significant piece of legislation aimed at reforming the process for gathering signatures for candidate petitions. The bill seeks to clarify and streamline the rules governing how signatures are collected and validated. There's that word, validated, particularly in cases where the candidates may have support across multiple counties. So they're trying to get away from that one county, one sheet deal. They're wanting to say where you can get multiples on a single petition. That's, again, not going to affect you, because this is not law yet. One of the key provisions in House Bill 153 stipulates that the petitions must consist of separate papers, each containing signatures from electors of only one county. However, if a petition includes signatures from multiple counties, the bill allows for the determination of validity based on the county with the majority of the signatures. This provision aims to ensure that candidates can still gather support from a broader geographic area without invalidating their petitions entirely, and I'll believe that when I see it. Additionally, the bill mandates that each separate petition paper must be circulated by a single individual who must either be a candidate or affiliated with the same party. This requirement is designed to maintain accountability in the signature gathering process. The bill has sparked notable discussion among lawmakers, particularly regarding its implication for electoral fairness and accessibility. Supporters argue that the changes will simply simplify the process for candidates, making it easier for them to run for office, while critics express their concerns that the restrictions could disproportionately affect candidates from smaller parties and those without extensive resources. Economically, the bill could have implications for campaign financing and the overall competitiveness of elections in Ohio. By potentially lowering the barriers to entry for candidates, it may encourage a more diverse range of individuals to seek office, which could lead to a broader representation of interests in the state legislature. And this lawyer's speaking with a forked tongue, but that's okay. It is what it is. As the bill progresses through the legislative process, experts suggest that its final form may undergo further amendments to address concerns raised during debates. The outcome of House Bill 153 could significantly impact the political landscape here in Ohio, shaping how the future candidates engage with voters and navigate the electoral process. In conclusion, House Bill 153 represents a pivotal step in Ohio's election reform efforts, with the potential to enhance the democratic process while also raising important questions about the accessibility of candidacy in the state. The legislature's ongoing discussions will determine the bill's final provisions and its implications for future elections. Now, stay Googled up on House Bill 153. Like I said, it's going to be probably asked, and you want to be ready when it is asked. If you want a copy of the article, please let me know, and then I will make sure that you get a copy of it. Let's see. In closing, I'm going to encourage you to maybe watch the video a couple times, but make sure that you're totally comfortable with gathering those signatures. Make sure that if you've got a question, please don't be afraid to reach out. I'll do my best to answer you just possibly as fast as I possibly can, because that's the kind of things that we need while you're out there in the field gathering those signatures, okay? With that, I think we're about done. I want to thank you for listening. There will be updates to this video as we're going along, I'm sure. But I wish you all the best, and I hope that your signature hunting is a great one. Thank you. Bye-bye.